Is Eric here?
Everybody get your mic checks, white balances, all good? All good.
Okay. Okay. Good morning. I'd like to welcome everyone here today. Speaking after me is going to be Ring's Neighbors General Manager Eric Kuhn. Kuhn. I knew I was going to get that right. He'll be speaking a little bit later about this particular program. Today, the Houston Police Department is excited to announce our partnership with the Neighbors app by Ring as part of our shared mission to reduce crime in our neighborhoods. Ring launched the Neighbors app in May of 2018 as a free way for community members and law enforcement to share real-time local crime and safety information, whether they own a Ring device or not. Houston residents can download the Neighbors app from their smartphone, join their digital neighborhood, and use the app to 1. Monitor neighborhood activity, share crime and safety related videos, photos, and text-based posts, and receive regional safety alerts from local law enforcement in real time. The Neighbors network already has millions of users and has been instrumental in catching package thieves, stopping burglaries, keeping neighborhoods safe in communities across the nation. HPD is proud to join the Neighbors app network in order to bring this new and effective tool for real-time communication with residents into our community outreach efforts and public safety operations. Through this partnership, HPD will be able to send alerts to neighbors of crime and safety incidents in the area in real time, request information about local crime and safety situations from neighbors who opt in to sharing for a particular request, work together with the local community to build trust and make neighborhoods safer. The Houston Police Department encourages the Houston community to download the free Neighbors app so they can keep up with real-time crime and safety updates. You do not need a Ring device to download the Neighbors app, and anyone with a smartphone can use the app to join their digital neighborhood and start sharing and receiving local crime and safety alerts. The app is free to download and free to use for both residents and law enforcement. Residents can find or obtain the link to download on our social media or by texting HPD to 555-888 from their smartphone device. Neighbors and HPD are working together to foster trust between law enforcement and communities and to create safer neighborhoods. If Houston residents see a crime occur, they should immediately report the incident to local law enforcement using 911 or other official HPD channels. All tips received via Neighbors are anonymous unless you choose to identify yourself. And of note, anonymous tips are already an important tool for law enforcement. How the Neighbor app works going forward. Houston Police will share relevant and important crime information with residents in real time through Ring Neighbors to keep residents informed about local crime and safety updates. You can join the conversation, monitor for updates, and watch shared videos. If you notice or experience a crime or safety-related incident, immediately share the information with your neighborhood and local law enforcement via the Neighbors app. Communicate with your neighbors and to help make our community safer. And now I would like to introduce Eric Kuhn, General Manager of Neighbors by Ring.
Thank you very much. Hello, I'm Eric Kuhn, General Manager of Neighbors by Ring. And I want to thank Commander Yorick and Chief Acevedo and the incredible men and women of the Houston Police Department for hosting us today. We're very excited to launch this partnership between the Houston Police Department and Neighbors. Ring was founded about 8 years ago with the mission to reduce crime in neighborhoods, and it's still the same mission we have today. Neighbors, which is the neighborhood watch app by Ring, is really the culmination of our efforts to achieve this mission. With Neighbors, you can get real-time crime and safety alerts from your actual neighbors, from people that live in your neighborhood, from the Ring team, our internal news team, and now from local law enforcement, which in this case is the Houston Police Department. As said before, the app is free and it's available on iOS and Android. It's available for everybody, and that's a really important point. We want everybody to have access to this tool and to be able to work with law enforcement. We strongly believe that when communities and law enforcement come together and work together, you can not only reduce crime, but you can build much safer, better places to live. As an illustration of how Neighbors works between communities, law enforcement, and just the tool itself, we brought along a video that we'd like to share with you now.
We were sitting here on the couch when Big Dad, Ring Neighbors, notified me of some activity. I pulled out my phone, and there were multiple houses that evening that posted videos of this woman stealing packages off their porch.
Immediately, our fellow neighbors started to comment, this is the same lady that just hit our house a couple hours ago, and then it kind of took off from there.
Very shortly after that, the police arrested her and went into her apartment and found hundreds of unopened boxes.
Coming up at 6, a woman caught on video seen several times in front of Dallas homes stealing packages was actually turned in by her own neighbors.
This is the first thing we ask for. Do you have any video coverage of this? As the greatest tool to be able to take as law enforcement and be able to turn over to a prosecutor to be shown in court.
Nowadays, the game has been completely changed.
Everyone wants to make sure that their neighborhood is safe.
So, as mentioned before, Neighbors was launched in May of 2018, so it's a little bit less than a year ago. And since that time, we've had millions of people install Neighbors, join Neighbors, and start to participate in the community. We've resolved thousands of incidents reported on Neighbors, and we have over 100 law enforcement partners signed to the Neighbors platform. In Houston, actually, we have hundreds of thousands of active users today already, and that makes it one of the most active cities in the country. We enter a new chapter now with the Houston Police Department as our largest agency partner to date, and we are very excited to work together. We really have to applaud Chief Acevedo, Commander Yorick, and the entire force on their commitment to innovation and relational policing. It's a mission that we feel very aligned with, and we're very happy to be a small part in that effort. Now, if you're wondering how to get the Neighbors app, we just want to make sure that everybody knows that it's free. You don't need to buy anything. There's no commitment whatsoever, and all you need to do is text HPD to 555-888. Again, that's HPD to 555-888. And thank you again for having us here. Appreciate it.
Can you just
KUHN. And first name is ERIC.
You mentioned Houston. Are there other parts of the country that you've had success with this?
Yeah, we're in a number of agencies in Florida. I mean, the app itself is rolled out U.S.-wide. So we have millions of users all over the country. We have a number of law enforcement agencies in Florida. We kind of concentrated an initial rollout in Florida last year, and so we cover a good portion of the population in Florida. And then we have a number of agencies as well in Texas.
How do you address the issue that's been spoken before about specifically this app, which is that it increases a police state and it provides, it allows people to surveil their neighbors and people they don't know without their knowledge?
Well, everything's opt-in. So if you have a Ring camera or you have another security system, those videos are yours. At least if you have a Ring device, those videos are yours. You can choose not to share them, or you can choose to share them. Law enforcement only has access to the public posts. They don't have access to your device. Again, it's all opt-in. So I think when you distribute that responsibility to the community, that's really where it should be. It shouldn't be concentrated in one group that can kind of decide what to do with that video.
I think the concern, I don't think, has been necessarily law enforcement. This that's using the data. But when you opt in,
Mhm.
you allow Amazon, your parent company, and Ring to access the data and use it and take it, you know, to whatever it is, like Alexa and all those things. How do you dissuade people's concerns when they need to find the need to balance safety as well as their privacy?
Yeah, well, I think in terms of privacy, again, it's really only the public videos that we have access to. So we don't have access to private videos. In terms of the data, you know, at a meta level, you can see themes, but that's, you know, a lot of the data doesn't come necessarily from the devices themselves, but just general public reporting.
So you're saying, but you'll still use the data, right? I mean, for your company. And
Which data?
Well, I mean, just should people be concerned when they're reporting all this using Neighbors and Ring that their information is getting out there for use other than beyond public safety?
Well, I want to be careful about what information. So we're crime and safety only. So if you post to Neighbors, it is only a crime and safety related incident, and the neighbor has the choice to post that. If any video is deemed as something that shouldn't be there, you can email us at takedowns@ring.com, and we'll take that video down if it doesn't meet our community guidelines.
I think maybe what she's asking is that when you load into the Ring app, you have to give your information such as your name, your address,
Mhm.
contact information.
Mhm.
Does that data get relayed to the parent companies, whether it be Amazon? Does that get loaded?
Well, so it's private. All posts are anonymous for the public. For us, your phone number is not something that we save. Address is something we use to put you in the right neighborhood, but beyond that, we don't use that data.
Can you talk a little bit more about specifics about how many users are in Houston? You said Houston, the HPD is the largest agency, but you know, where are some of the other places across the country? Or if, just start with how many users you have in Houston and how many you have across the nation.
We have. We're not willing to get into real specific numbers, but there's millions of users in the U.S. alone, and we have hundreds of thousands in Houston. Any other questions?
Chief, do you feel like Ring has, or the videos have helped, how would you say it's helped your crime fighting efforts? Is there something that's quantifiable by HPD standards?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Diana Poor. I'm Deputy Director over Office of Planning. I'm in charge of a lot of the partnership agreements that we have related to community efforts to share information. This goes back historical to, you know, the standard neighborhood type of watch and those types of partnership. This partnership, like every other type of entity that we reach out to help us identify crime and fight crime and create a safety for the citizens of Houston, is important to us.
Do you guys have any data or statistics about how useful these methods have been,
Or have you had any success? Have you had any incidents that you've resolved with Ring here?
We have had some cases where, like other entities, a citizen at a convenience store will share a video with us, not necessarily through our current partnership and the current structure that we have, but we have had some successes related to video evidence where Ring or a Ring video was associated with other evidence that came in also where those cases have been found.
Do you feel like having porch videos actively help catch porch fires and things? Because those are usually just like burglary cases, and you know, the clearance rates on burglary cases are very low. It's not murder, it's like the priority's not really that high. So just having a video makes for good TV, but does it really impact how law enforcement shifts their focus?
Well, from a police perspective, the more understanding we have about what's going on in the neighborhood related to crime, whether a serial burglary is occurring, whether it's linked to robberies, whether that property is being collected then and moved into distribution of stolen property to fund other types of illegal activities, those can be all linked. I understand shortages and related to not being able to respond to every crime and put investigators on every type of situation, but knowledge allows us to see a bigger picture that allows us to look at crime in a very different mechanism. And this is just one of those tools that we are helping to develop with our partnerships like Ring to move towards that ability to see the bigger picture. With our staffing levels right now, we need all the help that we can get to understand what's going on with crime, where it is, and how we can address it. It's Diana Poor, P-O-O-R, okay, D-I-A-N-A, Deputy Director over Office of Planning. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, guys, thank you very much.